My brother. Had a kid at 17 and never told him no. Now he's 14 and what he did to my daughter made the whole family finally see it. My brother Kyle had his son Dylan when he was 17. He and his girlfriend Jenna were still in high school, living in my parents' basement, eating my mom's cooking every night. They never grew up. They just became parents who acted like older siblings instead of raising their kid. From the moment Dylan could walk, he did whatever he wanted. He threw food at restaurants and Kyle would laugh. He hit other kids at the park and Jenna would say he was just expressing himself. By 6, I stopped bringing my daughter Lily around him. She came home with bite marks on her arm and when I told Kyle, he shrugged. Kids play rough. He was 6, she was 3. That's not rough. My parents were the worst part. They treated Dylan like he was made of gold. He could scream in their faces, break their things, say the most disrespectful stuff you've ever heard, and they'd just smile. He's spirited, my mom would say. He'll grow out of it, my dad would add. He didn't grow out of it. He grew into it. By 10, Dylan was stealing from stores. Not candy bars, electronics. He'd walk in, grab something, and walk right out. Kyle thought it was funny. My kid's got guts, he told me at a cookout. Your kid's got a problem. Kyle rolled his eyes. You've always been dramatic about Dylan. I stopped going to family dinners after that. My wife and I kept our distance. Lily was 7 by then and scared of Dylan. Actually scared. She told me Dylan whispered something to her at Thanksgiving when no one was looking. She wouldn't repeat it, just said it was mean and it made her stomach hurt. I called Kyle. What did your son say to my daughter? How should I know? I wasn't standing right there. Well, maybe you should have been. He hung up. My mom called 20 minutes later telling me to stop treating Dylan like a criminal. He's your nephew. He's 14 now, Mom. He steals. He lies. He hurts people and doesn't care. She went quiet and then said something that made my blood boil. You're jealous because Kyle and Jenna are closer to us than you are. That was the last real conversation I had with her for 3 months. Then Lily's 8th birthday came. My wife planned a small party at our house. 12 kids, a bounce house in the backyard, a butterfly cake. My mom called a week before. You're inviting Dylan, right? No, she lost it. He's family. He has every right to be there. He doesn't have a right to ruin my daughter's birthday. She cried. She begged. She got my dad on the phone. Then Kyle. Kyle said if Dylan wasn't invited, none of them would come. I said fine. My wife said we should just let it go to keep the peace because Lily missed her grandparents. So I called back and said Dylan could come. The party started fine. Dylan showed up in dirty clothes, no gift, didn't say happy birthday. He went straight to the bounce house and shoved 2 smaller kids out of line. Jenna sat on a lawn chair scrolling her phone. Kyle grabbed a plate of food before the kids even ate. My mom smiled at Dylan like he was an angel. An hour in, I was in the kitchen cutting more cake when I heard Lily scream. Not a playing scream, a real one. I ran outside and found her on the ground next to the bounce house, holding her face, crying so hard she couldn't breathe. Dylan was standing over her. No panic, no guilt. Just standing there watching her cry like he was watching something on a screen. What happened? I dropped to my knees next to her. She couldn't talk. Another little girl was shaking. He pushed her off the top. She fell on her face. I looked at Dylan. He smiled. Not a nervous smile. Not an accident smile. A real one. Like he enjoyed it. I stood up so fast Kyle stepped back. Your son just shoved my daughter off a bounce house and she could have broken her neck. Dylan shrugged. She was in my way. Kyle started with the usual. Calm down. It was an accident. Kids play rough. I pointed at the little girl. She just told me he pushed her on purpose. And he's smiling about it. Every parent at that party was staring. My mom tried to step in. Let's not make a scene. I looked at her. Your grandson just hurt my daughter at her own birthday party and you're worried about a scene? Jenna finally looked up from her phone. He said it was an accident, so drop it. Lily was still crying in my wife's arms. Her lip was split. Her front tooth was loose. She was 8 years old. I walked to the gate and opened it. Get out. All of you. Kyle laughed. You're kicking us out over a little bump? I said it again. Get out of my yard. My mom started crying. You're tearing this family apart. No, Mom. You tore it apart when you spent 14 years pretending that kid doesn't have a serious problem because you didn't want to admit Kyle failed as a parent. The yard went silent. Kyle's face went red. Dad stared at the ground. Jenna grabbed Dylan's arm and walked out without a word. Dylan looked back at me on his way through the gate, still smiling. My parents left after them. Mom's only text since, when you're ready to apologize, we'll be here. Lily's tooth had to be pulled. She's 8, and they think I owe them an apology.